And please look at number 5. So, for number 5, take your AirPods out. They're not supposed to be in your ears at all. When you graph, actually guys, on number 5, don't write this down. Let me show you what it would be if we were going to graph it. On number 5, I'm going to move that 9 over. And this is what it would look like if we were going to graph this equation. Look at what I wrote in the black ink. What's missing? The ax squared, the bx, or the c? The bx is missing. When the bx is missing, is it in standard form, vertex form, or both? If you didn't know that, you need to write that down. And you need to write that down where it says solve by roots. So right here where it says solve by roots, if the bx is missing, you have to solve by roots. Because when the bx is missing, it's in vertex form. And that's the only time we solve by roots. The only time we solve by roots is when it's in vertex form. So I would write that down too. Solve by roots, vertex form only. That's it. So when we solve by roots, that's good old-fashioned Algebra 2 stuff. We don't care about it equaling to 0. We just care that x is all by itself on one side of the equal sign. Right now, x is not by itself. What's that big old number in front of x? 25. Is that being added, subtracted, multiplied, or divided to the x squared? What does that mean when they're stuck together? We're going to divide both sides by 25. So let's divide. And is x squared by itself, or is x by itself? No. We have that little 2 right there. What does that little 2 mean? It's squared. We have to undo that. What's the opposite of squaring something? Square rooting it. Good job. Guys, when you square root it, make sure you square root both sides. Also, if you are drawing one of those symbols, what else do you have to draw? Very good. Plus, minus. Good job. Guys, that's a perfect square. What's the root of 9 over 25? Very good. 3 over 5. So, does this quadratic cross the x-axis? Yeah, it really does. It crosses it at the positive 3/5. So, let's look at number 7. All right, for number 7, if I moved that 80 over, it would be in vertex form. And remember, for vertex form, the only thing you ever do is do the square root method. So when I put this back in vertex form, guys, what would be the k value? 8, what kind of 80? Negative 80. So that means it's 80 places below the origin. And is the a value positive or negative? So it's going to open up. Is it really going to cross the x-axis? Yes. Yes. So we're not having any i's in our answer for this. I got one more thing for you. I've been asking kids all day long, what would be the first step that we would do to solve this problem? And they say distribute. Hold on. Well, hold on. If it looked like this, what would you do on that? Y'all, same thing. Y'all remember that's one term right there. That's like 5x. It just has more symbols. That's still one term. So please make a note. Don't make this harder. Divide both sides by 5. Divide both sides by 5. So remember, it's one term, so those 5s cancel on the left side. So that's going to leave this. And y'all, does anybody know 80 divided by 5? It's 16. I wouldn't have known it. It's 16. Okay, from here, we need to solve for x. X is trapped in those parentheses. I just want those parentheses to go away. How can I make those parentheses go away? Now you square root it. Now you square root it. Good job. Let's do that. Remember, we drew a square root symbol. You have to draw plus, minus. And then the square root of 16 is a 4. All right, guys. From here, I don't know, like if you have a highlighter or something, you're going to have to go back and look at this example. This is pretty hefty. So if you have a highlighter or something, a different color, make this easy, like make this stand out in your notes so when you go back to try to find it, you won't have to be searching a lot. And here's what I mean. So right here, we took the root. We have a positive 4 and a negative 4. Those are two equations right there that you have to solve. So we're going to separate the equations by the answers. So we're going to have an equation for the positive answer, and then we're going to have another equation with a negative answer. So the first part's still going to be the same. I'm going to write 2x plus 4. But remember, we had a negative 4 also. All right, so let's solve for x over here. We would subtract 4 from both sides. What is x equal? What number means nothing? Yeah, you're right. It's nothing. It's 0. We're going to write 0. And then, of course, over here, subtract 4 again, but it doesn't cancel out on this side. So what does x